Welcome to the Champagne Room Conversations. This is a series about love and dating and intimacy. And my name is Rick Rajamäki. I am your host. And the intention behind the series is really to expand our perspective on what love is and what love can be when it's released from cultural programming and the limitations that often come with that. And today I have a very special guest here, Scott Grace. He is the author of Mindful Masculinity and four other books. And to me, Scott is he is the quantum village magician. He has this beautiful innate ability through my lens to really bring in the divine and bring in the stand-up comedy, and through that really bridge the separation that often we as humans feel here on the earth and bring healing through that beautiful language of humor and self-expression. So thank you. Welcome to the Champagne Room, Scott.
It's an honor to be here. I feel bubbly.
Do you have any bubbles?
I have joy bubbles.
Oh, I have liquid without the bubbles, but we
I
will
see. I see. Well, the champagne room
next time.
hydrates, not just intoxicates.
Yes. So I want to dive into the catalyzing moment for you when you decided to write about mindful masculinity. If you can tell a little bit what mindful masculinity is and what that catalyzing moment was for you to bring that conversation into the world through your beautiful book.
It was against my will. It was my boss who read some of my earlier work, and he said, I'm really interested in what's masculinity, what's toxic, what's healthy. Could you write about that? And I started writing a few essays, his recommendations for different topics, and then he poured me more ideas, and I realized this could be a book. I never thought I had anything in me to contribute to the conversation, and I had so much. So it was really divine. I never would have considered myself someone to write a book on mindful masculinity. So, and yeah, and so what is my definition of mindful masculinity? It's, I'm sure it's many things to many people, but there is a lot of talk about the divine feminine. And well, what would the divine, or let's just even say the mature masculine be for this day and age? There's got to be a feminine side. It's not just protecting and serving and generating and manifesting. There's also the vulnerability and awareness of feelings, awareness of wanting to make the world a better place with your masculine energy. I'm here to serve either, one person or a pet or make a freaking huge difference on this planet.
Hmm.
And
Wow.
and so yeah, in my judgment, our feminine side gives us our marching orders, inspiration, ideas, and then it's our masculine side, whether you're a woman or a man, that has to take action steps right through the fear into a new world. So the masculine leaves the comfort zone and worlds are born.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, how has your own life story shaped your understanding about what it is to be a man today? And have you always have you always been aware of this stance? And how has your life shaped?
I hear, I think I had a lot of shame about myself as a man. I had and still work with the belief that I'm not good enough. But If I add the words as a man, it chills me. And I
Mm,
look back on my life from really when I reached puberty to now, and I see that the lenses that I wore in every relationship and in general, I'm not enough, especially as a man.
mm,
So in writing that book, um, I really wrote it as a love letter to myself, and it helped heal my heart. I feel so much more confident and clear, realizing that I was born with a very strong feminine side, and I've been trying to suppress it. I remember being afraid that I was gay, as if that would be the end of the world. Uh, I remember just being a jock and really stressing my athletic abilities,
mhm.
all to avoid the shame that I felt.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, so what, just to just to remind us all, what is the cult, like just the heavy, limited cultural programming about what it is to be a man? Like, what is the false narrative that we're now starting to wake up to that is so not true? Like, what were those thoughts that caused you that sense of shame because you didn't quite match what you were told uh, from the culture? The real man? Like what's that conversation about alpha male and beta male and the new age man and what's
Ah,
let's dive into that one.
we're just changing, we're evolving, so we're mutating. And many alpha dogs are finding their feminine side, whether they like it or not. And many overly feminized men are just, just they're just being pushed by the universe. Wake up! Time for balance.
Mm,
We need both of you, and
yeah.
it's a messy process. Uh, I'll sing you a little bit of a song I wrote from
Great.
1995 when I was struggling. Who am I as a man? And the programming. I was sold a storyline. Life is rough, so get tough. Go out and take what is mine. Stay in control. Get the upper hand. Show no fear, cry no tears. Learn to be Superman. Now that story is burning, going up in smoke. Can't live it any longer, 'cause I'm being choked in the pitch black night. I'm looking for a heart. The light may be coming, but I'm still in the dark. Moving out the old, bringing in the new, and walking through the fire between the two. Moving out the old, bringing in the new, walking through the fire between the two. All of these years, prisoner of my fears, and I've been hiding my heart to bear it, like I've been hit in a stomach's pit, and I haven't come up for air yet. But as I take my first breaths, my courage is tested. A lot of emotion to feel. Sometimes it cuts like a knife, but I'm committed to life. And I know that the blade is slicing to heal, leaving what is real.
Mm,
That,
mm, felt that one.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And a vast amount of men are feeling, whether they signed up for a personal growth workshop or they're just riding the wave of evolution, that lyric, all these years, prisoner of my fears,
Mm,
and I've been pushing them down to bear it. How many people, especially men, know how afraid they really are? No.
Yeah, that was actually where I was going with this because in your book, you actually talk about the awakening. How did you say it? The modern man awakening to his healthy warrior. So my question was like, what are those fears that you have to face in that process to kind of wake yourself up from that inertia of like you're not who you think you are?
Um, I don't know. I can't really, I don't feel like articulating what are the fears. It's just fear. And the only way through it is to act as if.
Mm,
And get support, join a men's group, da 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 da. But you got to go through the fire. You got to walk through the fire. The masculine side gets stronger by lifting weights, and these weights emotionally are the courage, the willingness to walk into the unknown, follow your dreams, do what you know is right.
mhm.
So that, I mean, whatever fears there are, I expressed my shame, fear that I'm not enough. Oh, what a, there's a million fears. And I don't think it's important to name them. More important to inspire people to just start walking through
Right,
the
because
fire.
you don't even know what they are until you put yourself into the ring, into the fire of, yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. When the iceberg starts melting, you don't know what's there. Yeah. I also remember that in your book, you talked about something called fuck it list. Can you, I want to help, I'm gonna give some tools for the listener. So, can you talk about the fuck it list?
Gee, let's see. I just happen to have that book handy. What is a fuck it list? Well, bucket list are the things that you've been programmed or taught you must accomplish before you can feel good enough. In this context, good enough as a man. I have to get married. I have to make a certain amount of income. I have to. Anyway, if it's a have to, it was fed to you by the culture or your parents or your peers. And there are core dreams, goals, desires. There's a compass pointing you. But before you can find that compass, you gotta let go of the fuck it's, the things that society taught you need to accomplish, to be, to do, to have in order for you to be good enough as a man. The underlying premise is you're not enough. Not until you pass these through these hoops, these initiations.
Wow. Right. So do you really recommend people actually keeping a bucket list?
If it sounds good, I don't, but yeah, pen and paper, and definitely people do a gratitude journal.
Pen and paper can heal sometimes lifetimes, when you
Oh,
start
I
writing.
I love journaling, but yeah, I would recommend separating your dreams from your stories. And it
Yeah,
could be playfully fun to write, hey, I didn't get this done today. Fuck it. I, you know,
right.
or this is something I think I need to do, but I realize in my heart of hearts, I'm good enough without it, and I'm not
Mm,
being called or inspired.
mm,
So fuck
mm.
it. And then take that fucking list and throw it in the fire.
And then, yeah, exactly. Then fuck it. Fuck the list. Yeah. Totally. Um, yeah. So, and then the other thing that you talked about was the inner critic. Can you give a voice to the inner critic for all of us so we can recognize? Because sometimes the inner critic is so ingrained in us that we think it's actually our real voice. I mean, this is what you've been already talking about, but like, what is that? How can you start recognizing when the voice comes from the inner critic versus your better knowing and truth?
I want to answer that in rhyme.
Beautiful.
The critic travels with you on this earth and is your companion for worser or worse. It pretends it's your coach, your tough love amigo, and it pours on the guilt. It's the beverage of ego. It's there to protect you, to help you be strong, so it has to remind you you've done it all wrong. You're weak and you're lazy and you don't have a clue. That's your drill sergeant critic trying to motivate you. The critic wants you to be all you can be, so it gives you these pep talks all day and for free. Oh, the places you'll go and the guilt trips you'll travel as the critic plays judge and bangs down on its gavel. But you always can get some relief from your shame by projecting it onto the others you'll blame. For that is the critic at its beastiest best. It nurses its grievances close to its chest. Republicans, liberals, your parents, your ex. The world is just teeming with folks to correct. If only those fools would conform to your ways, you'd get on with life without further delays. That, my friends, is the critic. It accompanies us 24/7 in our dreams. And I, I, I don't think that affirmations and positive thinking does much, but becoming aware of this voice, what it sounds like, what's the tone, that disapproving tone, just the awareness itself frees you from identifying as the critic or with the critic. And then from disengaging from it and being able to witness, you join the witness protection program. To be able to say, oh, that's my critic. Thank you for sharing. And now I'd like to hear from my higher self or a gentler parent or the voice of wisdom and unconditional love.
That is stunning. Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
I
The
felt it. I
hardest
told you guys
part,
this is going to be quite a very different transmission here. So that was beautiful. Thank you for gifting us with that.
so the hardest part of the whole process is becoming aware that
That's
it's
right.
your critic. What does it feel like to have a demeaning tone? What does it do to your body? And once you start to really see it, it's like shining a light. It only works in the shadows. It only hurts when you're not aware of it.
That's right. Almost like once you get aware, you are already 50% there. Like you kind of have pulled yourself into the light. So
Yeah.
kind of like Jung says, we don't become enlightened by thinking about figures of light, but making the unconscious conscious. So the awareness really brings that consciousness to the darker hidden parts.
I do want to say that I'm aware that women have inner critics just as men do.
Yes.
And the reason I discussed this in my book is because I consider the inner critic, in whatever sex, to be a wounded masculine.
Hmm.
And it's an archetype of you can't be loved until you get it right,
Uh-huh.
and you're getting it wrong. So it's
Mm,
action is the masculine part of us.
right.
And it's an inner voice that wants you to be the best you can be, but it learned how to coach you through the wounds of your parents, the wounds of the culture, this whole guilt
Mm.
trip from how many years ago, eons, since we were in the garden and somehow started to believe that there was something wrong with us. The fig leaf went, oh boy, that's a story.
Yeah. Yes, I get that. So I want to move into the dynamic of a relationship, just one-on-one man woman, like whatever version of that relationship it is, but in this case, I want to look into the mindful masculine person in relationships. So you also talk about something called Mr. Fix-It hat. So how does that show up, especially in a relationship, so that we women start understanding a little bit more where that kind of plays out in a relationship? Can you talk more about that?
Sure. So, pure masculine energy that's not in balance or in conscious conversation with the female side, whether it be your partner or the female side in yourself, that part is Mr. Fix It. So everything's either a problem and what's the tool? How can I help? It's really how can I help? But the shadow side of Mr. Fix It is it's often I am so afraid of of not helping, of not
Mm,
being helpful. I don't know that listening and just being present, especially for a woman or anyone venting, anyone that just needs presence.
mhm,
It's Mr. Fix-It is the part of a man that forgets that his presence alone is valuable, that his ears are his greatest tool.
mm,
Unless a woman asks for brainstorming, uh, you can ask what she needs, but to assume that she wants her feelings or her problems to be problem solved is a tragic mistake. And sometimes it comes from a man's pain,
mm,
how uncomfortable he is with trauma. And what, he wasn't allowed to feel sad. He wasn't allowed to get angry. He wasn't allowed, da, da, da. So he's very uncomfortable in the presence of anyone's feelings and he wants to make it go away. And he doesn't know this, but his desire to fix it is coming more from his pain rather than being really helpful.
mm. Wow. That's beautiful. So what shifts once man start moving more to the mindfulness in his own masculinity? What shifts within the relationship, in your experience?
For a man.
Yeah,
Well, first of all,
or
women
both.
women have the ability to train a man.
Tell me about that.
So, if the guy loves you, he's going to bend over backwards to please you, and and if you say, "Honey, the best thing you can do for me right now is just listen and make some noises like, oh, just like nonverbal empathy. Stay present and don't rehearse how to fix me because I don't want fixing. All I want are your ears, your heart, and then you can hold me when I'm ready. I'll let you know. That would mean the world to me. So that's what I mean by, a woman can encourage a man. Now, that man has to do inner work, but that's how a woman can support the process. And for a man, it's it's inner work that involves not just learning to listen to uh, a woman without just holding space like a tree, but
So where would you, yeah, I get that. So where would you, let's reverse this because I want to also not just make this about the man has to evolve in order to
oh
help.
yeah,
So what, like, I really want to voice like where is the learning for the woman in this is in this dynamic? Like what does the woman has to do in order to also let the man a chance to be vulnerable and grow? Like where does women have to kind of check in with themselves where they are on their own
all
path?
right. Well, thank you. I'm flattered you would ask me that question, being that you are an authority on this subject. So, what's a woman's inner work? Um, to ease the hunger that she often brings, a word that I abhor, neediness, because our needs are so valid, but this hunger, this craving to be heard and held, and this is a craving that points to a need for reparenting.
Mm,
And this is true for both sexes.
mhm,
And reparenting can look very different for
mm,
each woman. But there is a little girl inside, and she didn't get the fathering, and it's lovely to be in a relationship with a man who can, as a part of the relationship, help reparent and help her receive from a healthy masculine energy. But she won't attract that kind of man, or she won't be able to receive it until she does some of this work by herself,
mhm.
or with a therapist or coach or whatever. But it's an inner work. It's inner work that prepares somebody for the arduous journey of relationship, because intimacy, no matter how evolved you are, is going to bring up anything that hasn't been healed. And I'm not talking about just this lifetime.
That's a whole other call, right? That's we can yeah, that's beautiful. Thank you for including the female part here too. And and you know, a lot of the things don't really come up until you are with someone safe. Like, you know, we can do inner work on our own, but you don't even know that some things are not even addressed until somebody's staring at you, you know, as a mirror. Like, so that's, yeah, it's that territory of step into the fire when you step into a relationship. You get alchemized and transformed.
Yes.
Yeah, whether you like it or not. Um, Beautiful. Well, so let's see. I wrote a couple of questions here because I didn't want to miss anything while I
Goody.
have you. Um, so if a young man picked up your book, what would be one thing that you hope that he would carry into his life?
Courage.
Ah,
Courage and adventure. There's a lack of initiated young men in our culture, and there's so many conveniences and comforts that the masculine side has a tendency to go to sleep in too much comfort, too much predictability, too much distraction, too much entertainment. And I want this book to be an adventure. I want it to challenge
mm,
you and
mm,
go out there and live it.
how can we find your book? Where can people go find it?
Amazon
Uh-huh.
is a good place. Mindful Masculinity, a book for men and the women who love them.
We really
And
do.
it's
That's
it's an
why we're doing this. We love you
it's
guys.
with the champagne room. This is like new for Rika to involve men, and I'm excited for you.
Yeah, this comes from deep appreciation and respect for men. This whole new space that is evolving. So I wanted to bring a voice to men and in this context of love because we women we have our sisters, we have our friends, we like live from talking about love and intimacy. And often it comes from that kind of complaining and dissatisfaction. And I don't really know how men are given permission to even talk about their dissatisfaction. So I want this to be the forum for everyone to start actually being under the same roof and having face-to-face conversations instead of this constant swiping and choosing people's profiles instead of their essence, and really
Oh.
having the art of communication and in-person, flirtatious, like all those old school values. Like I really want to bring back. I
Yeah.
may be too naive, but I think it's possible. I think it's time. We are evolved enough now. We all have done enough of this work that we can actually step up a little bit the love conversation, the way we treat each other, the way we talk about each other. You know, the blaming is so old. So I think this is a beautiful conversation to support that, Scott. So, so
Yeah.
before we close, would you have any, let's see, do you have any song or poem coming through for not just the champagne room, but anyone who is listening, especially a man who might feel lonely or heartbroken or like maybe in that process of becoming more aware of himself? Would you have any words or tones, or it doesn't even have to be a song, like words of encouragement?
Okay, so if I did a song to bless the champagne room, that would be the song. If I did a
Oh my
song for
God.
men out
Oh
there,
my God.
that's
Yes.
I can't
Oh,
combine the two.
oh no. What you can pick, but that would be any either one is
So let's
beautiful.
bless the champagne room.
Okay.
So I honestly, I don't exactly know. Is the champagne room a physical location as well?
No, it's online.
Okay. It's a what?
It's going to be online. It's going to be an online platform.
Okay. And is it
But
going to
who
be
knows? Eventually, it might evolve into
yeah.
in-person gatherings. So,
Yeah, could be gatherings, retreats in the so
yep.
is it just men and you or men and women?
It is for both.
Good,
Um,
both
and
sexes.
more while I'm not while I'm still remembering. So you can go to champagneroomconversations.com, and by the time these videos come out, you will find all the information there, how to
Okay.
join and all that.
Okay. So just if you don't know me, I am gifted in being able to create a song. And many people are going to think, oh, they worked this out
No, we did
beforehand.
not. I did not tell.
He rehearsed this. This is no way that this could be improvised, right? And it's not. It's not improvisation that I do. It's channeling. It's a form of receiving a transmission, automatic transmission from the universe. And since we're about to close, while I'm tuning up, I want to invite you to get more of me by going to my website, scottsongs.com, SCOTTSONGS.com. Sign up to be on my newsletter list and consider getting a coaching session, healing, mentoring, or a song for your loved one. Because
Oh,
these songs, especially when I have time to craft them,
and if I'm lucky, I will have you inside the champagne room as a special guest, at least once in a while.
I
We'll
would love to.
see where we go. Yeah.
This is a tune about the champagne room, a place where men and women can have real conversations. It's time we're ready, no more excuses. Time to be who we are, to balance the yin and the yang. Before the world goes kabang, it's time to talk and listen to get out of the bars. There's no zoo and you're not locked up in a cage, and we can free each other. In the champagne room, there's room for all your feelings, thoughts, ideas. You don't have to pretend that you don't have any fears. Take off that Superman cape. It's time for all of us to escape all the rules and regulations we've been taught. Let's have conversations and have a celebration in the champagne room of change. And all we need to do is look inside. Come out of the closet. Time to not hide. Time for the sun to shine upon your shame. Time for the whole wide world to change. Get real, get revealed, till it's not a big deal to be yourself. It'll just be natural to be yourself.
Well, I don't think I have any words. I feel truly blessed and fortunate and so damn lucky to have the champagne room just blessed with such plenty fullness of grace. Thank you, Scott. Thank you so much. It means a lot.
Yeah.
So make sure you get hold of Scott one way or the other through the book or his website, maybe inside the champagne room. And again, go inside the champagne room conversations.com to find out how to join this very, to me, urgent conversations about what love can be. Ciao for now.
Ciao.